The story of Hollowmere Steps.
No one remembered when the
Steps first appeared on the north side of Hollowmere Hill. They seemed carved from the hill's very bones, 23 smooth. Dark stones led in nowhere, moss crept across them, and rainwater poured in the shallow dips, reflecting the grey sky like broken mirrors. Children dared each other to climb them,
but most never went beyond the seventh
step. They said that's when you started hearing it, the whisper. Edda, the apothecary's daughter,
had heard those whispers all her life. They came to her dreams sometimes, a voice like wind over water,
calling her name from somewhere deep below the hill. When she turned 19,
she decided she'd had enough of fear. On the night of the new moon, lantern in hand, she went alone to the steps. The air was colder there, heavy with the smell of wet stone and
something faintly metallic. She touched the first step,
and it hummed faintly beneath her palm. When she placed her foot on it, the world seemed to exhale. The trees leaned inward.
The crickets fell silent. She climbed .it the seventh step. The whisper began. It wasn't words at first, only sound soft,
curling around her like smoke. Then came a single phrase, return what was taken. Edda froze. Her lantern flickered, the flame shrinking to a trembling ember. She looked up. The steps seemed longer now, stretching higher than the hill itself. She looked down. The village below had vanished into fog. The voice came again, clearer this time. Return what was taken. Her mother had once told her a story about the steps,
how the people of Hollowmere had built
their town over an ancient well that never ran dry. They had sealed it with stone when the water turned black.
When people started vanishing, perhaps the steps
had once led to that same
place, driven by some pull she
couldn't explain. Edda continued climbing. The 23rd step was slick with dew, and when she set her foot upon it,
the stone shifted. The hill opened beneath her, not a crack, but a door. She found herself standing in a vast cavern, the air thick and trembling. At its center was the well, a ring of smooth obsidian stones encircling a pool of perfectly still water. Inside it,
faces drifted like pale reflections, faces of those who had vanished. The
voice spoke one final time. Return what was taken. Edda understood from her satchel.
She drew the silver pendant her mother had left her, a pendant said to be forged from the
well's first water. She cast it into the pool. The surface rippled once, then went still. The whisper faded. The air warmed, and when Edda looked again,
the faces were gone. Only her reflection remained calm, unbroken. By dawn,
the steps had vanished from Hollowmere Hill. In their place grew a small spring, clear and sweet. The villagers found Edda asleep beside it,
lanterns still burning. She never spoke of what she saw, but sometimes,
on nights when the moon was new,
she would walk up the hill and listen. And if the wind was just right,
she could still hear a whisper, not of warning, but of thanks.